Before we start today's show, we want to invite you to stick around at the end of the episode to enjoy a preview of a new podcast that premieres on July 14th. As the industry's exclusive cannabis podcast network, MJBulls is proud to present Women Leading in Cannabis. Join host Kira Reed each week for inspirational discussions with women who are leading the cannabis industry. For too many years, families of children with devastating illnesses have felt helpless as they watch their child suffer. Today, they're taking matters into their own hands and finally finding relief treating their child with cannabis. This is one family's story.
Welcome to another episode of Love and Cannabis. I am Nina Simmons.
And I am Osiris Stephan.
And we are the proud parents of Aiden Stephan.
Hey everyone, how are you out there? Another episode.
Yes,
we are in week what?
Week 3, day 1 of quarantine.
Jeez, it's like a movie. And the fact that we're in New York is like Escape from New York. It's unreal. Absolutely unreal. I mean, at some point it's going to settle in. Right? It's going to settle that we are in this situation.
It did for me, it did today. I went out for a walk and it just hit me. Everyone's wearing masks. People are getting grumpy in the city. The energy is this weird, eerie energy. And it hit me today. I was like, how long are we going to live this way? Is it going to be another 2 months? Like, how long can this go on? For example,
has it been 2 months?
No, I said, is it going to be another 2 months of this?
I'm not expecting this to be another 2 months. I just can't see it.
I mean, if you do the prediction, they're saying China, it took about 3 months for people to get back to normal, correct?
Yeah.
So we're only on week 3. So I don't know. Again, this is a time where people tend to overthink. So I started getting a little anxious.
Well, you were watching the news a lot too.
No, I don't watch the news.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't watch it. I just, in my thoughts, I was walking and just seeing everyone. And I think the weekends are a little harder. Because like during the week we'll get into this more, but we have work to do, right? So
everybody's working from home now.
Working from home. So I was like, okay, so we consider it a work day. But this weekend came and I was like, what are we going to do?
Go out. Oh, we can't go out.
We can't go out. I tried to go out. The playgrounds are closed. The fields are closed. So it's basically just very linear. You're going for your walk or your bike ride or your scooter ride. That's it.
Yeah, there's nothing else. So no running around the track. No playing on the fields.
There's no playing they closed the fields.
And the playground itself too?
And the playground. There's one park, they took up the basketball hoops, which I get because that's a very close contact sport and the kids were playing basketball anyway.
It's funny, I saw adults playing basketball like last week on a basketball court.
Yeah, so some people, this was a state park that I went to, they took out the basketball hoops.
Oh my God.
So it's like on the weekend, what do you do? You know, at least this weekend we did some art.
Yeah, at home. I mean, everything is at home. I mean, if you look at it, what everybody's forced to do is work from home, but at the same time manage the family, because that's not what you. I mean, when you went to the office, that was it. That's all you focused on. The kids are at school, and that's it. Now that you got the kids at home and the parents home, and then they got to create their own schedule because they have things to do, and then also set up the kids because now you're doing the at-home schooling.
Yes.
You know, you're doing your online classroom. So it's funny because I have an image of myself and Aiden. We're both having laptops back to each other, and we're both working. He's working. It's like I'm looking at my mini me.
Yeah.
Doing his classwork on a computer, on his own laptop.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I can only imagine what other parents are going through. How about if you have more than one child?
Shout out to people with like 2, 3, 4 kids.
And they're all in school age.
Yes.
And they all need like a computer or laptop.
That's reality for a lot of parents. How do you manage the homeschooling? Ours is pretty much going okay because we each have a computer, so that works. So I can do my work,
and we have space too because you're in the living room with the desktop. I'm in the back with Aiden
so
with our laptop.
Works out perfectly for us.
Yes, it does.
And then we only have to log in for one kid.
Yeah.
And make sure he gets his work done. And that's it. But imagine having
4 kids? Oh, my
That's
God.
a lot. And they have to share the device.
Yeah.
And then you have to manage, if they're younger, you have to log in for them for the most part.
Yes.
And then, kind of be there,
Watch over everything.
watch over everything. I mean, you can, like what my husband does, he's there, and then my son needs help, he'll give them the help. But you kind of have to be in the same room for the little ones.
To make sure they're not on YouTube checking out cartoons or other stuff. But he's been pretty good with that. I would say he's learned to use the MacBook, because that's what we have, is Mac everywhere. Everything is an Apple product. But he's learned his way around it, which is great. It's just that now we've put like a schedule in place so he understands like what are the day's routines going to happen. His morning meeting, what that consists of. So Nina comes in and helps him with that, set that up. And then when that's over, that's like only a half an hour?
Yeah.
Then he gets into his free time where I ask him to read a book, and I'm sitting there as I'm working, making phone calls. He's doing those things, and I'm listening to him read. Then I'd give him a math problem. So we're doing all these rotations. And in between, you're also making, lunch? You got the breakfast routine.
See, that's the thing.
Then the lunch. Then you got to make sure he gets snack. And then you can get dinner ready.
Food is an issue.
Oh, my God. It's like you realize that your workload is almost cut when it comes to your regular work, but your workload at home is increased.
Yeah.
Because things that you weren't doing before, now you got to do.
Yeah, because now you have the lunch dishes. Before there was no lunch at home.
Yeah.
So now you have to do that. Now you have to think about it. Okay, what are we doing for lunch? It's not like you're in the office or he's at school. So what's for lunch? Okay, what do we have? Tuna? Okay, let's just do that. It's just like...
Yeah, but also the other thing is, you think about it, you're not home during these times.
Yeah.
So you're going through food a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
The toilet is getting some work.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot of traffic. How many times do we have the plumber up here? It's like, holy cow. It's just, so things are getting their wear and tear.
I guess this is like a little TMI, but
it's reality.
We had this, all three of us, we in Osiris decided that, okay, this is a good time to do laxatives.
Yeah, let's cleanse our body, because you know what it is. Let's because this is the other part of it too. Being home, it allows you to go into your fridge more often than normal.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, let me eat this. Let me get a snack here. I'm bored.
Snacks.
Yeah. So and now you're starting to like. We've noticed that. Oh my God, I think we're starting to gain a little bit of weight here.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we're not exercising. We got to start exercising. We got to start cutting things out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we did when we decided to do a laxative.
Let's start from a clean slate.
Yeah, let's start. Yeah, let's start this weekend. And yeah, it wasn't a great idea.
It wasn't a great idea, because then we also gave 8-in-1.
Oh yeah.
And then I needed the plumber.
Yeah. Oh my.
Emergency plumber on Sunday.
That little guy packs a punch. Oh my God. He is the closer.
Yeah, he closed it.
Yeah, he closed it.
He shut down the toilet.
He shut down the system. It's funny, but I mean, we joke with this, but it's like a reality that we also have to prepare for what comes once this is over. Like, we could be in two spaces. One, we could be well overweight.
Yeah.
Or we could be, healthy.
Yeah,
because we became conscious. So it's like,
it can go both ways.
It can go either way. It can go either way for either one of us or both of us.
So the one thing we picked up was that we have to eat less.
Yes.
Like, we cannot eat.
Take it for granted.
Yeah, you cannot eat 3 meals because you're not active at all in quarantine.
No.
You exercise normally, and then you went to work. You walked, you in the subway. Now you're not even getting those extra steps in.
I know.
So you have to be very conscious of what you're eating. So I'm definitely cutting down on a meal. I'm not having 3 meals.
No.
I decided that.
Yeah, I've looked at that as well. Thought about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, just eat dinner.
Yeah.
Water for most of the day. I think we were going to do that gallon challenge.
Yeah, drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
And maybe a slight lunch. Like today, I had one slice of bread. No, 2 slices of bread, which I shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have that.
Yeah, and then tuna with a tuna fish sandwich. I should have just skipped the bread and just had the tuna. Really,
exactly.
Because I'm not burning off these carbs. Like, I typically do at work where I'm on my feet all day.
Yeah, when you're running up and down 4 or 5 flights too.
I was working with students. I'm up and down the stairs. I take the subway. I walk to the train station. I'm not doing all that.
Well, how many steps were you averaging?
I was averaging 10 steps easy without going 10,000 steps.
Okay, 10,000 steps. That's much different.
Easy a day without going to the gym.
See, now how many steps are you now?
Well, like if I go on my walks.
Yeah, but let's say you don't.
Oh. 20? Like, it's crazy.
So that's a dramatic change.
Like, if I don't go for a walk every day, it's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Because I think it took for me to get 10,000 steps, I had to literally walk for half an hour.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, for half an hour straight, I made 10,000 steps. What was it? I walked from 146 all the way down to 99th Street.
Yeah.
On the west side. So, yeah, that was a half an hour walk, and it was about 10,000 steps. And then I did it turning back. You gotta do it. You gotta stay active.
Be conscious of your activity, because.
Yeah, and if anything, too, watch your kids too. It's an easy mode for them to eat you out of a house real quick.
Yeah, the kids,
because they're growing.
They're growing, and the food is there.
Yeah, the food is there. Aiden, that's one thing about Aiden, though. But the other aspect with him, he says he just hit a growth spurt. Mm-hmm. So that was an uptick in his seizures, and also him wanting to rest more, not eat as much, but when he should be eating more.
Yeah.
This little guy. Oh
so what? On the flip side, Aiden is actually eating less during the quarantine.
Yeah, he has no interest in eating.
Yeah, because I guess he's not moving as much.
Yeah, he's not active. He's not burning anything.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge. Oh my God, we got challenges facing. But I think for the most part, if you're gonna be home. You have no choice. Okay, you're home. You got to create a schedule. You have to create a schedule, like your daily planner, and have it posted somewhere so everybody's on the same page. It's not. You're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah, because it's rough. So you have to also realize that the kids, they just want to be on their tablet, watching YouTube videos, playing video games,
sleeping late.
That's all they
want.
Go
to bed late and waking up late.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, summer. This is summer vacation.
This is our vacation time, right?
Like, no, what? No, this is not real school.
Yeah.
So you have to cut that playtime and just limit it to okay, playtime is at 3:00. Like that's when it would be, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we have to instill those same things. The same routine they were doing in school, we have to do the same here. But for Aiden, we really haven't done that. We've been like strict to the bone. Like, you're working from 9 a.m. up until 5 until we stop working, which has been working. But we have also put him down for a nap for around 1 p.m. We give him a nap because there's moments where he just needs to break down and just take a nap and relax and rest. Well, again, because of his seizure and also his growth spurt. Yeah, he needs to rest so he can develop. I find it interesting though with this what they call now classroom, or is it online classroom?
Remote learning.
Mm. When I started undergrad years ago, about 15 years, 20 years ago, we called it long distance learning. It was called long distance learning. And it was just basically in its infancy stage when that started, where you did a class from home. As long as you had a computer, you can do the classes, you get the subjects, you get your chapters, you got to read all those things, and you email and you send in your work. Or you can print it. At the time, no, actually, we didn't email. We actually had to print out the documents.
And fax it or something?
No, just hand it in. Just come to the school and submit it. And just submit your work. But now we're so advanced that you can email stuff. Mm-hmm. And I find it amazing that parents are like, oh my God. I'm like, you didn't do an online course? At any time in your life?
I've never done an online course.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So for me, I'm taking it straight. I'm like, okay, we can set up, Aiden for this, working from home. As long as you have a phone and a computer, you pretty much can work anywhere, especially depending on what type of business you're in. Because for mine, it's sales, so I'm on the phone all the time anyway.
Of course, I always thought that.
It depends on the time zone and where my clients are, because I have clients in China and I have clients on the West Coast. So as long as I'm available during these timelines, I can, take care of business. And most of my transactions are done through email. Hell, some of it is even done through WeChat. Through social media. I can just send an agreement. I can send some information and done. Don't have to see anybody face to face until, we meet up. But for you, I find it interesting that your job that you have to see your students online.
Yeah, so we do teletherapy.
Teletherapy. How does that look? Just the sound of teletherapy, like televangelist.
It's very new for me too. So basically, what I do, we use this the Google Classroom, and within the Google Classroom is called Google Meet. So then you make a schedule, and the students' parents provide me with their email. I send them an invite to join at a certain time, and they click on it, and boom, they're there.
So you basically, it's almost like Zoom and all
Yes,
that Google chat.
exactly.
Okay,
It's
so
just
they
like
see
that.
you see them.
Yes, and then I plan out a 30-minute session of different exercises. And
So you're doing remote physical therapy.
Yeah, but they're calling it tele, I guess.
Yeah, no, I read actually somewhere where it's called, they're actually doing telehealth. Yes.
Yes.
So you could talk to your doctor
they
online.
they already have that telehealth. So this is going for the kids who need their therapy that they usually get in school, but they can't now because we're on quarantine. I mean, it's a work in progress. Some kids don't have the attention span to tolerate it. Some of them are really young, or it's a lot for them. Or the novelty of it, they're like, huh? Like, what is it? What? Where?
Yeah,
They
what's
don't
this
know
all
what's
about?
going on.
Yeah.
So it's a transition for all of us. For some kids, it's very hard. For Aiden, it hasn't been that big of a situation. He's kind of just
He's going with the
flow. But we did take a walk, and he saw the library, and he was like, "Can we go in?" I said, "Oh, no, the library's closed." He said, "Okay." Then he pointed out this restaurant. He goes, "Oh, look, it's closed too." I said, "Yes, that restaurant is closed." Then we came to a bank on our block, and he goes, "The bank is closed too? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Tell me why. Tell me why."
That's crazy.
I was like, okay.
We're on a quarantine
I
lockdown.
didn't know what to say, really. But I said a lot of people are getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
And things have to close down. And that's why we cannot go to school. And I cannot go to work. He goes, "Oh, that's why." It's hard to tell your kid that are so young.
Yeah.
That why can't we go to school?
Why can't we do this?
Why can't we go to the park? Like, even we went out. He goes, "We're going to the park." I said, "No, Aiden, we can't go to the park. We just have to stay on the street and go up and down."
But is that part of his physical therapy you're doing as well?
No, just to get him out.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's driving you crazy.
Yeah, just to get.
But with your patients, with your students, have they been adjusting to this?
Some of them okay, and some of them not. They keep wanting to go to school. It's like Groundhog's Day every morning.
That's crazy.
Are we going to school? Are we going to school? Some of them get up and get dressed, and they pick out their school, put book bags on.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. They're on autopilot.
Mm-hmm. Because some of my kids go to school 12 months a year.
Ooh.
So they don't really get that big of a break, So,
wow.
They want to know, like, it's not like you're on winter break, or spring break where your parents can say 3 days and you're going, 2 days we're going, 1 day. This is
Every
a
day.
5-week plus thing. We really don't know when we're going back.
Wow, and these kids are in that. But you work with special needs kids, so that's why. So it's a little different for them, the processing wise.
Some of them are okay. It depends. They vary in their severity of disability.
Yeah.
Or some of them, they can't handle change.
Ooh.
So this came very abruptly. Whereas other breaks, they can visualize, okay, in 2 weeks, we have Christmas break. Okay.
Yeah,
but
it's coming.
this came out.
Boom.
Friday, we went to school. All of a sudden,
Monday
we can't go.
We can't
it's
come
like,
back.
Whoa.
Okay.
The way it came out. And it's a lot for the parents and a lot for the kids.
How's that been working out with parents? Because I know, having worked in schools years ago, parents can be flexible and some cannot.
Well, it's a lot of the parents that are stressed.
Yeah, they weren't expecting this.
No, and some of them lost their jobs.
Uh-huh.
So,
Ew.
it's a lot of anxiety and stress.
Oh, okay. How have they been helping with trying to get them to do the physical therapy? Because I know if they're using it off their phone or they have laptops. Do they have the technology? Do they have the services?
Okay, yes. Some parents do not have laptops or tablets. Some of my kids, yes.
Wow.
I work in one of the poorest districts in the Bronx, so yes, a lot of my kids do not have access to the technology. The schools are providing laptops, but I think it is limited. You know, they can't provide one for every
that's right.
kid.
First come, first serve.
It's kind of yeah, exactly.
Wow.
You have to be first on that line.
Damn.
So this is what's gonna happen. A lot of kids are gonna be behind.
Wow. So because I know that it's supposed to be compliant, that the schools have to be compliant in getting these kids the services, but if they're not providing the access to get those services, they'll be basically out of compliance, and then they would have to make it up at some other time, or it's just
somehow
summer school.
Yeah.
Oh, I think summer school is going to be like this. I can see that.
I think it's going to be remote learning summer school too?
Yes, yeah, I believe so. Because when I used to work in operations for a school, one of the things that they always had an issue with summer school is finding a location with school, because every school during the summer has to be either renovated, they have to go through deep cleaning, they have some changes they have to make, and that takes time. Especially if you have two custodians or three custodians handling the whole building. So it's hard to get things done. Like the floors have to be waxed, they have to be buffed, and all this, painting, all that. So you have to figure out what schools to send number of kids to an ideal location, whether it's in the 5 boroughs. So you have to figure out how to coordinate that. Doing this remotely would literally save the school system money. One, save them time.
Yeah.
And things will get done.
I like you said, this is a test, and they probably see a lot of pros in this. Like you said,
of course,
yeah,
and also it puts parents in a situation who are looking like we were thinking about at one point, homeschooling.
To see
if we can do it.
If we can do it, yeah. I'm learning a lot about technology too, and
because your job doesn't require it.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying that part. I've learned a lot in a short amount of time. What's nice also about some of the nice things about being in quarantine is that you don't have to hustle in the morning to be somewhere.
Yeah, that's true too.
So we can sleep in an hour, get more rest, which is always needed.
Yeah.
And there's no hustling to be somewhere at a certain time, which alleviates some stress. Well,
the other part too is that cannabis is considered essential medicine. So you get the dispensaries open and you get the delivery.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was like, why does that? But it's ironic though that the liquor store is also open. So is that considered essential? Yes.
Apparently.
Okay, so cannabis and alcohol are very essential, so they're open, but too bad the liquor store doesn't deliver.
There's some that do.
Oh.
Yeah. There's some that deliver in the city, definitely.
Yeah, I know. For us, we've been getting deliveries, but it's interesting thinking about what's going to happen after this is all said and done. What's going to be the new way of doing things?
Well, I think a lot of times people are meeting up, like for meetings.
Yeah,
like
face to face.
You come into meetings. Like, say people had to have a meeting, they make people come into the office. Is that necessary?
Yeah, some meetings like this could have been either an email or we literally could have done that through a chat.
Exactly.
So
certain things people are learning from this.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some positive and negatives you can take from it.
What I liked about in terms of aiding in the homeschooling is that he gets to learn on his pace. Yeah,
we did see that at his pace. He does pick up his pace.
So we can home in and say at school they may be doing it once or twice. With us, be like, oh wait, no, let's do it again.
Yeah,
let's read this. Let's have her do this story again, or even again and again and again.
Yeah.
So you can kind of go on your pace, which at school.
It was over within an hour.
They got maybe it's lunchtime or it's art time. Like, it's done.
Yeah, you're moving on to the next subject.
So with him, we had to do story problems with math today. I'm sure they only did it one time. Well, we did it 5 times.
Yeah, till it sinks.
And he was able to pick up on it.
Yeah, I do see that. There are some positives in being home and in quarantine. It comes down to basically your mindset. For the most part, for us, based on our mindsets, gives us a chance to communicate.
Yes.
Because we don't get a chance to. I think for the most part, when we're working, we come home, I think we only talk maybe 1 or 2 hours, if that. And a lot of times it's just more or less what the day was like, and it was just crazy. And so it wasn't really of anything that we can use to move forward. It was just more or less, I'm just going to vent right now. Pretty much. That's what we did Monday through Friday, just vent. Here, being home was like, okay, we're constantly around each other. around each other and talking, and we have no choice. So it gives us an opportunity. Let's set the tone. What type of environment do we want? Do we want it to be a stressful environment, or do we want to be calm and open and relaxed? I think for the most part, we're already trapped. We're in here. Let's make it calm and relaxed. No sense in somebody trying to kill each other in here. And we've been making it work.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yes, I'm surprised too, to be quite honest. I was nervous.
Yeah, I was too. I thought I wasn't going to last, that somebody was going to go to jail. Somebody was going to end up in jail or dead.
Wow.
But it's true. I mean, because we've never been in a situation where we're forced to stay in the home together.
No.
It's one thing we're together, okay, but we're forced to be
nowhere
together.
to go.
It's like, nope, you can't get up and just walk out of here and think that you're going to be okay for another 3 to 4 hours away from here.
It's not like you could go. Like New York is nice like that, where you can go. There's restaurants, there's bars, there's museums. There's a lot of things you can do, even late. Or you can just text a friend, hey, you want to grab a late dinner? Now,
that's not happening. I think everything closes at 8 p.m. So if you're going to put an order for dinner, 7 p.m. the latest.
Yeah.
Just to get it delivered. This delivery. And if you go somewhere to pick up your meal, you got to wait outside.
Yeah.
Line. So it's the strangest thing I've experienced. Yes. It's just standing outside and wait. Like I'm trying to get into a nightclub. Like, really? It's just food.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. Like, even for all grocery stores, you standing outside, even if it's raining.
Yeah.
You're standing outside. And
it's like, wow.
I was like, wow, this is what
it's become. For now. For now.
Like, we have like a short order cook, little restaurants, like a hole in the wall that we always go to on the weekends.
Yeah.
Now, we should go in, order our food. Now, we have to order.
We have to call in the order.
Call in the order first. And then they come outside to you to give you your meal. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, right?
It's a couple of weeks to go.
It's like
we were going inside and ordering.
Yeah, sitting down. Menus. Yeah, having conversations. It's like, wow. But there's talks of that the social distancing is going to continue after the fact. Mm-hmm. I don't know I can do that. I've been a social person. I like interacting with people. I enjoy meeting new people and having conversations. And for it to stop, like, no. People are not going to want to respond to you or talk to you. Or New York City's full of tourists. We have tourists come through here like every other day, any other day. And for New Yorkers not to be engaged with them and say it would make us the most rudest city in the world. Not to say that we haven't been, but I think it would make us even worse if we allow that to happen.
Yeah,
I can't see that, and I don't want to see that, especially for New York.
Once this is over,
we'll forget because we do have short-term memory.
Yeah,
we do have short-term memories. Yeah, we've been through a lot. You think about it, New York City, we've been through a lot.
Yeah,
we've been through a lot over the years.
This will be a memory.
Yeah, so. I'm pulling for that, but at the same time, though, it has given me a different perspective on life and things I took for granted.
Yes,
like I had a gym membership. I'd say it's about a 10-minute walk, if that. I'm exaggerating 10 minutes. About 5-7 minute walk. 3 years and I've never gone. Now I look at it, I'm like, my God, I can't wait. I wish I should have taken advantage. And secondly, I can't wait to go when we get this thing over with. I'm going back to the gym and I'm staying in the gym. And the other part too is being home is like, oh wow, I got some time here. I could catch up on a book, catch up on a movie that maybe, some program, things that I wanted to do I didn't have. I also go online and be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to learn a new skill. I'm going to teach myself a new skill.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm going to bake this weekend.
Okay, you're taking it too far. You're taking it too far. You should, no. When you start baking, Aiden and I will be at a shelter.
I'm like, what do I do on the weekend? I got to do something different.
Why cooking? Why baking?
Yeah.
We'll make drinks. Make some mixed drinks. There you go.
Mixologists?
Yes, sandwiches. These the mixologists or make some sandwiches. It's safe. It's safe. Doesn't require fire.
Oh, Jesus.
But but you get what I'm coming from with this.
You
Is that
can learn new. It's opportunity.
Oh yeah, this is an opportunity to evolve really, and to take this moment and say, you know what, I've always wanted to teach or wanted to learn how to take an engine apart, even though you may not have physically, but to read, to watch, those things that you never had a chance to do that you want to do, especially if you want to be an artist. Like, I always wanted to learn how to paint. And with everything on your YouTube or Udemy, what's the other side? Khan Academy, you could teach yourself some things. I think I'm going to teach myself a calculus. I think I'm going to do that.
I hope you.
Okay. I'll be a naughty student. Try to get that grade, teacher. You had the ruler. If I get the answer wrong. Yeah, if I get the answer wrong. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm enticed now. The class is in session. But seriously, there are so many things that this opens up. But I am most fortunate though in this one aspect is that we don't watch the news as much as we did in the beginning, because I think that would have fed into fears and paranoias that we may have. But I think it also allows us to say, you know what, let me turn this off. Let's focus on us as a family, us dealing with these things. Let's deal with the things that we didn't get a chance to deal with because we were working 9 to 5. Well, not you anyway. You working 7 to 3. Great schedule there. And Aiden's in school, so we rarely got to see each other. We rarely got to have conversation. So with this happening, it gave us an opportunity for that to happen. That we could actually sit down, have a meal together, talk openly, and share some perspectives, some ideas. Cry a little bit, yell a little bit, but at the same time, just be us.
Yes.
And be in the moment.
No, it's great, actually.
Has been a stress reliever in a way?
It has been. I feel much better. I do think...
It's cheaper than a therapist.
Yeah, and I do think that, like I said in the last episode, that this came at a great time for me, specifically.
Ah, good.
So that is...
No, I mean, yes. But there's so much more. There is so much more that we can actually delve into. Things that we really haven't addressed. Things that we've been thinking about. Things that we want to talk about. Especially planning forward. I mean, all right, we're going to 10, 15 years now. Mm-hmm. There are still those things that we still haven't finished. Or we still haven't really touched upon. That, I think that will help us expand in our relationship. And what's going on, and just make us that much better, that much stronger in a way.
Absolutely.
So we have time and we don't. But I'm like, why not take advantage of this time?
Yeah, no. I agree.
Because this is once in a lifetime opportunity. And when I make
it is, I'm thinking the same thing.
You think about it. I mean, as they say, you get lemon, you make lemonade. Mm-hmm. And this situation is that, depending on the mindset that we have, this could be a negative situation or it could be a positive. And I like to write on the idea of making it positive and us to do something that would be out of not out of the ordinary, but something that was expected to be done, which is really get to really know each other.
Yeah. To
see if this is something we want to continue. Because we may find out, but like, I just realized that, I love you as a person. You're a great person, but maybe you're not the right person for me to move on further in life.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start to think about or start to work towards, going our separate ways. But at least we came to an understanding for that to happen, as opposed to, when you have those dark sides that come out where, you're angry all the time, or we're fighting over things that made no sense. We're yelling at each other. Not realizing there's an underlining part to it where we just have faded away. Or, what kept us together in the beginning is no longer there. And we just pretty much grown apart. I've always wondered about that with certain relationships. I'm like, oh my God, they've been together 30 years. They're separated. They divorced. It's it's something that was always there, but they just never addressed it for one reason or another.
Exactly.
So with this situation, it gives us that chance to, you know what? Let's evaluate. Is this for us? Is this something that we want to move forward? Are we where we want to be in life? And if so, if not, why aren't we? Let us do our household checklist, and have those honest conversations. And like I said to you before, creating that safe space where we can feel open to have discussions where, there's no animosity, there's no anger, there's no hatred. It's just two friends. Because really, when we came together, we're friends. I mean, any relationship,
yes,
you establish a friendship first, a trust.
Yes.
And that trust shouldn't have changed. But for some, it has, and it does. For some reason, down the road, it does change.
Yeah, it does, definitely. I think a lot of animosity builds up and the communication is not there, that safe space.
Yeah.
And so things just build, and then it gets too high where sometimes you can't reconcile.
Because the wall's been built too high, too thick, too wide.
Too many bruises and
injuries. I think we've experienced those things too. I would be lying to say that we had a perfect situation.
No, not at all.
Oh no. There's moments where we wanted to get at each other, but we were diplomatic about it. Were we? For the most part, yeah. There's no bruises. There's been no violence of any sort. There's been broken things, but we won't talk about that. Things have been broken, but it is those honest conversations that I think we don't have until we have to have it. And that's one of the things I don't really feel comfortable with, where it's like, it's there. It's like, that food stain in your teeth. You just like get that up. But how do I approach you and tell you that there's something there? There's something I want to talk about without you being offended or feel like you're being attacked.
Yes.
It's like, and again, that goes into the safe space. So I would love to create like an opportunity where it was like, okay, how do we get into a conversation and say, you know what? It's time for safe space. Let's talk. And be honest and be open and just, feel free without having to worry.
I guess by just saying, hey, this is safe space. And that also kind of
prepares you in a way, mentally, physically, emotionally. Okay,
exactly.
Because that's something I wanted to do too, is go back to taking up yoga and meditation.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it in the home.
Well, we could do it now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you need a space. Like, we have in a room in the back where we can actually put a cushion out and start meditating. I've always wanted that. That's all I ever wanted, just to have a space to meditate. Just sit and I appreciate silence. I really do. I just want to be able to sit and there's no noise, no nothing, just me and myself, my thought, and be one. I know that you're not accustomed to that in a way, because I know you tried to do the meditation and you find it challenging, and which I did too. It took me a while. I'm not going to lie. It took me at least a good couple of weeks before I can actually home in and be like, and not have any voices or anything playing. It's hard because you have so many things running through your mind.
I mean, we could try it tomorrow. We could do 5 minutes, us 3.
Really? All 3 of us?
Yeah.
And a family meditation.
We have the time. We don't have to rush in the morning to go anywhere. So
let's do it. Yeah. The other part too is I wanted to start exercising in the morning to get the day started.
Yeah, we just have to wake up.
Like I said, I didn't see what was happening. Get him early to exercise. I'm like, yeah, well, let's do it. I'm like, I said I didn't say what's happening.
You're the last one to wake up.
I am that now. I'm trying. Well, today was good. Today I did get up early.
Yeah, you did.
I couldn't sleep, so I did get up. I did do 100 abs reps. That was all.
That's great, though.
It's a first start. It's a start. It's baby steps.
But I do think what I do like about this is that we're sleeping more, and I think you and I needed this rest.
Yeah.
So if you need to sleep, because this is the time to do it.
Oh, yeah. Especially when your body's run out. That's how it makes you susceptible being ill. And I think that's what happened to me back in, December when I got sick? Or January? It was December, January, early January, I think. Late December, early January.
Beginning of February.
Oh, beginning of February. Okay. So beginning of February, Aiden and I both got ill. And I think for me, it was from stress. It was from lack of sleep, poor diet. All those things just basically ran me down, and my body said enough. enough. And with Aiden being sick as well, him coughing, him sneezing on me, and all these things, and it's just like the combination. So it literally just put me on my behind. And that was a great opportunity to also when I had some edibles, because it helped me sleep.
Yes, and how much you just need the rest.
Yeah, and you need to shut down. You literally need to shut down and allow your body to do what it needs to do. And that's rest.
Rest is best.
Oh, yeah, rest is best. You can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong. Because I think for a lot of people who do get sick, they don't realize that a lot of it stems from them not eating well. Keep going. Them not eating well, not getting enough rest, not getting enough water, and all the things that they need to do in order to recover from whatever they're going through. And stress adds so much. That's one of many things that we've dealt with, was the stress level, especially looking for a home, thinking about how we're going to commute, who's going to watch Aiden, who's going to help us out if we needed someone to step in while we're at work, because we work in 2 different locations, and with no car, no family car. So who's doing what, who's doing when? And it's just like, at this time, it was just too difficult, and it created more stress than what we were prepared to deal with. But it's life. It's one of those things, and now that we're in this situation, it's allowed us to really take a step back and do an inventory of who we are, what do we want, how do we see our lives playing out, the remainder of our lives playing out. How is our children? Have we done the right things by our son? Have we done the right things by us in our relationship itself? Have we really put 100% into what it would take to make this relationship last? This is something that needs to happen, but it wouldn't have happened no other way than being put in this situation. And now we're looking at it, it's like, wow, we would never really have taken the time out to do this, because we would have been so preoccupied with so many other things, and we wouldn't have had the opportunity that we have now to say, you know what, let's talk, let's get to know each other, because I think we're missing each other.
Exactly. No,
because you learned some things about me that you didn't know, and I've learned a lot of things about you, and also there's things that have been brought up that you weren't aware of, and things that we both have hidden and buried. Yeah,
because I think this quarantine forces us to be like, listen, this has been an issue. I'm going to bring it up because
it's a do or die right now. No, actually, it's not.
It's not do or die, but it's a do or die in the sense that we have to be in this space.
Yes, it has to work for the both of us.
So it has to work. Like you said, it has to be peaceful. So I'm not going to be in eggshells. Hey, you know what? You've been doing this for a couple of months now. It's been getting under my skin.
Why gotta be so negative?
No.
Yeah. But I get you. But that's how some conversations start.
Because Monday through Friday, I really don't see you much.
Yeah.
The weekends is always some social event, so I'm gonna let things go, right?
Yeah.
But now
it piled up.
It's just piling up. We're always together. There's no social events. There's nowhere to go.
Your voice is starting to irk me. Things you do.
We're just going to have to deal with some of these issues and hopefully resolve them.
And survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know what? And I'm glad that happens, because after a while, it's like, I'm starting to hate your voice. I'm starting to get irked. You're still here. I can't stand you being that's that type of thing. And it shouldn't be that way, too. Could you imagine there's couples out there like, he's here, she's here, I can't breathe, I can't think.
I hate him.
Yeah, it's like, I don't realize how much I hate your voice.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like the fact that you leave your clothes laying around. Why don't you pick up after yourself? Or you're like, why don't you help me with the kids? It's like all those things are starting to come out. And it's like, whoa. And might as well face it now. Mm-hmm. But face it in a safe space. Like, okay, what can we do to improve us? And I think we've gotten there.
We're working on it.
It's a work in progress, but I think we've made a lot of great gains so far in that sense. So for you guys out there, if you're going through the same thing, if you guys are thinking about it, definitely create that safe space amongst this quarantine and really address, things that you guys haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Also, create a schedule for your kids. Get them organized. Get them on a routine so things don't go crazy on you. And we've been fortunate that we both have. I've worked in a school. Nina currently works in the school. That we understand about scheduling, how to put things in a certain schedule that our Aiden can follow and make sure that that makes our lives a little bit easier while we at least work from home, because
Yes.
it's not an easy thing when everybody's home.
Yes.
It's one thing when you're home alone and working from home, but it's another thing when you have everybody home now. So, all right, guys, it's been great.
It's a wrap.
It's a definite wrap. But be safe. We'll look forward to the next episode. We'll come up with something else if we're still here, in the sense that we gotten through all our things that we haven't dealt with. All right, guys, take care, and thanks again for tuning in.
Ciao.
Thanks for tuning in another episode of
Love and Cannabis.
I'm Osiris Stephens.
And I'm Nina Simmons.
Be strong.
And stay empowered.
Tell me, boy, you make me so bored. You need to walk the other way. I tell you once more. Please get out of my way. I don't want you no more. We're done here, boy. I know you think you're so fine, but you can't see clear. I've been wanting to bombard.
Hi, my name is Kira Reed, and I'd like to invite you to be inspired by the women who are leading in the cannabis industry. Each week, we will discuss empowerment, leadership, and what it means to be a woman in charge in marijuana, hemp, and CBD. As the founder of the Women Empowered in Cannabis community, I have had the great pleasure to get to know many brilliant and talented women who are CEOs, executives, politicians, advocates, and community leaders that are focused on creating a cannabis economy that is just, fair, and equal. We'll learn how these women make decisions, how they navigate a predominantly male industry, and what they're doing to level the playing field for women. I hope you'll join us.